I'm going to show you how to see Twitter analytics and actually how to use it to both grow your brand and also build a 5-figure business around it. Just like me, and I did this less than a year and starting from absolute zero. I mean, this won't be the basic check your impressions advice that you see everywhere on YouTube. This is the same process that I use to help hundreds of people grow and monetize their Twitter using their Twitter analytics. If you want to stop guessing what works and actually start growing your account, this video is for you. So let's get into it. Okay, now let's talk about how to find your Twitter analytics. This is my profile, and obviously I assume that you have Twitter Premium if you want to grow and monetize your account. So we go to Premium and then we go to Analytics. So this is where the magic happens. And as you can see that you can choose the time frames here, and in the main graphic you have the impressions, but you can also add secondary metrics here to compare both. At the same time, at the bottom, you can see the metrics individually in this week. So this is the weekly view of the impressions, engagement rate, profile visits, new follows, and you have replies, your likes, reposts, bookmarks, and shares. And also you have video views and media views. So these are all the views you get to your media, the pictures and videos combined, or just your videos. So all of these basic numbers are great, the impressions, the likes, the profile visits, but at the same time you can use these numbers at a much deeper level so that you can actually understand how authoritative you are, or how good your profile is, or basically how good of a relationship you have with your audience. So let's get deep and actually let's get the 3 most important metrics to understand all of this in a better way. So when it comes to all these numbers, I actually look at 3 metrics, and here they are. So I usually first look at profile visits or impressions, and then new followers or profile visits, and the engagement rate. So comparing these metrics in this way actually helps you understand about your authority, your profile, so in a so much better way, because first of all you have the profile visits or impressions, and what this means is that, let's say my content was viewed by 100k plus viewers, but at the same time, if your content doesn't have authority, if your content doesn't stand out, nobody will want to check your profile. So this means that the more profile visits you have out of your impressions, this means that your content stands out more. Basically, your content has more authority and you are doing things that not many people do. So for example, in this case, I have 100k plus impressions and 1.5k profile visits. This means that my profile visits or impressions conversion rate is close to 1%, and we want this rate to is close to 1% or even above. So that means that if the higher this percentage is, basically the more authority you have, because when people see your post, when people view your content, they instantly want to check out your profile, and that's what we want, because if people don't go to your profile, basically they can't follow you. So the first thing that we want is when people see our content, we want them to go to our profile and check us out. And if you don't have authority, people won't want to check out your profile. So that's the main idea here. And then the second thing that I look at is, which is also equally important, new followers or profile visits ratio. This indicates a good authoritative and a good profile that stands out, because let's say that you, in this case, I get 129 followers over 1.5k visits. This means that 1.5k people visited my profile and 130 of them wanted to stay. So in this case, we want this rate to as close to 10% as possible. In this example, mine was 8.6%, which is pretty good, but always it could be improved. Also, another thing was, yesterday one of my posts got viral, so my post was seen by maybe a lot of random people, and that's why it kind of decreased some of these metrics maybe. So it's also something to take into consideration. Sometimes your posts go too viral and attract a bit random people, but it's okay sometimes. So yeah, the main idea here is that, like, it's good to have a lot of profile visits, but if you don't get new followers out of that, it doesn't mean anything, because people basically go to your profile, maybe they check it out, and they don't make the time and effort to follow and learn more about you. This means that your profile wasn't good enough. So there's room for improvement for that, and the ideal rate here is the 10% conversion rate. And the last thing that I look at is the engagement rate. We want the engagement rate to also as close to 10% as possible. My engagement rate dropped a little bit. As you can see, it dropped like 26%, so it was like around 10%, but as this post got viral, like it got too many views, which decreased the engagement rate, but it's okay sometimes. So with the engagement rate, this shows that you have a good relationship with your audience, and the better relationships you have with your audience, this means that more of your posts will consistently attract traffic, consistently attract the right people. Because if you don't have the high engagement rate, and if you just rely on going viral, or if you just rely on posting under big accounts to get views, this means that you won't consistently attract new traffic and you won't consistently attract the right people. This is a really bad scenario, because in this case you are just relying on the algorithm, relying on the luck to go viral and attract new people. We don't want that. That's why we build relationships with our audience, and our content is consistently, predictably doing good, and we are predictably getting new followers, getting new leads, and that's what this engagement rate is all about. So that's also what I look at when it comes to getting new clients and like analyzing their profile. This is also super important, so make sure that you get this as close to 10% as possible, and then you'll consistently attract new people. Okay, now let's talk about the best times to post, because when you post actually matters a lot. The first 6-hour window of the post is really important. The more engagement you get in that first 6 hours, it really determines the performance of the post. So if you post at a time that's when your audience is really active, this really increases the chance of your post getting a lot of views. So we want to optimize for that. That's why we have this audience tab here. You can check out your age range, you can check out the countries and the gender of your followers, which is also something cool to look at. But most important thing here is when your audience is active. You can see that my audience is mostly active around this time, which is like, it's like 8-9 a.m. Eastern time. So actually, if you create English content and actually want to attract an English speaking audience, most of your best active times will be around this time, where it's like 8 a.m. Eastern to maybe 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's like most of the active time that your audience will get. And also you can see that weekdays are a bit more active than weekend days. So if you are optimizing for a big launch or some kind of a giveaway, I don't know, it's good to do them in the weekdays, because you can see that we have more activity here. And also the more engagement you get in the first 6 hours, the more your post has the potential to get a lot of views. Another useful Twitter analytics tool is that the content section. So in this section you can look at your best performing posts and basically sort them according to different metrics and get a good idea of what kind of posts work, what kind of post doesn't work, so that you can do more of what works and less of what doesn't work, which is pretty important to constantly improving your game, constantly pushing better content. We can sort this out in terms of engagement or impressions. For example, this was the post that got viral yesterday, which got a lot of views. It kind of decreased my engagement rate, but it's okay. So we have other posts here. So these posts all got a lot of engagement. Also, the likes is really important. So what kind of post got the most likes, you can really optimize for that, and actually you can compare this to impressions. So the more the post gets likes compared to impressions, this is also a good metric that you can look at. And also reposts are really important. So these are all the things that you can look at to basically see what kind of posts work well, what kind of post doesn't work well, and optimize more of these posts that get a lot of impressions, a lot of likes. So yeah, that's all about the content section. If you want to consistently create good content, make sure you follow the people that are a few steps ahead of you in the same niche, and make sure you analyze their best performing content so that you can see what posts to emulate and what posts to use in your own content. So look at how they structure their posts, look at what kind of hooks they use, and look at how they engage with their own audience to see it for yourself. So study their specific techniques. The hooks, the formatting, how they engage is really important, but also there's like what kind of idea that you want to project in your post or what kind of CTAs they use in their post. So you also want to study these because hook is important, but also the idea you talk about in the post is really important. So even if you have a good hook, if the people doesn't resonate with the idea, they still won't engage with your post. So that's also pretty important. After implementing everything that I talked about in this video, looking at those metrics, analyzing our profile, analyzing our content, I managed to both get a lot of great results for myself, but also for my clients. For example, I had Kyle, he was stuck around 300 followers, and we actually look at his profile metrics and then content metrics, and then we analyzed it, and basically we improved his hooks, formatting, and actually his content, his profile, and after that we managed to get him to 1k plus followers and actually getting sales calls from his content. Or when I started working with Yukio, he was only getting 50 views per post, maybe 1 to 2 likes, and we managed to implement the same system in his content, in his profile, so that we managed to get these metrics up and actually get to healthy ratios when it comes to all these numbers. So he started to get like 500 to 1k views and managed to start growing consistently. So now, if you want to learn more about how you can maximize your Twitter growth, I actually created a 100% free course which covers my 12-step proven framework to grow your Twitter account as well as how you can monetize it consistently. If you want the complete strategy, click the video on the screen. It's my complete Twitter growth guide where I go step by step on how you can both grow and monetize your Twitter account predictably. Click the video on the screen and take your Twitter game to the next level.